I'm Donna Moss, and as you can see from my tiara, I am the queen. Now you might say, the queen of what? Well, I am the queen of bling. And how did I get to be queen of bling? Was it through blood or marriage? Well, actually it was a little of both. I bleed glitter, so I know it's in my blood. Ever since I was a very young girl, I would bling everything I could find. And as I grew up, I ended up being an interior designer. I've been in the business about 30 years, and I still bling everything up. So it's in my blood. But it's also through marriage, not through your typical marriage, but through the marriage with me and HGTV. So I've been in the design business, like I said, about 30 years. About 10 years ago, I began my marriage with HGTV on a show called Design Star. Now that's a competition reality show, and 10 designers from around the country are selected to be on the show, and whoever wins the competition at the end of the 6 weeks gets their own TV show. Well, I didn't win, but I came in the top 5. But I am the only one of the Design Star contestants during their 7 or 8 years, I'm not sure how many seasons, but I'm the only one that ended up with my own show anyway, called Donna Decorates Dallas. I am from the Dallas area, and I have a interior design business, and I have a couple boutiques called That's Hot. So today I'm going to talk about everything that's hot, and one of my biggest things I love are crystals, crystal chandeliers, and as you can see there's crystals everywhere here. So we're going to talk about first crystals, and I wanted to give you an example of one of the top crystal producers in the world is the Swarovski crystals. And this is an example of one of their crystals. Now, they produce the highest quality crystals in the world. They're based out of Austria, and they have a secret family way that they produce these crystals that no one knows. But I do know there is a special invisible coating that gives them that extra wow factor. So this is an example, and how you know you're getting a Swarovski crystal is through a little bitty etched logo. Every one of their crystals will have an etched logo in it, so you know you are getting what you paid for here, because you will be paying for these crystals, and they're beautiful. So I want to tell you about the top 6 types of crystals that are produced in the world. First of all is Swarovski, which is the number 1. And the number 2 is also produced by Swarovski, and that is the Spectra crystal, and it's beautiful in every way that the Swarovski is. But it's, limited in quality, limited in cut and clarity. So, it's just a little downgrade from that, but it's still a wonderful crystal. So as you're selecting your chandelier, keep in mind what type of crystal you're getting. Now, after that, just below that is an Egyptian crystal, and that's also machine produced, just like the Swarovski crystal is, but you're next straight down, so you've got your Swarovski, number 1, your Spectra, number 2, and then your Egyptian. After that, you have your Turkish. And Turkey is a little bit different the way they produce their crystals, because they still hand make the crystals just like they have for generations. So the cut and clarity isn't quite as good, but it's still a great crystal, and the fact that it's handmade is awesome. And after that is the Italian made, which the Italians think of Venice for their beautiful handmade glass. Well, these crystals in Venice or in Italy are made, instead of being made by a machine or hand done, they are molded and fired. So you get the most unique shapes in your crystal and your chandeliers from Venice. And last but not least is your Chinese made, which this is a Chinese made crystal compared to your Swarovski, and they're wonderful. They're just mass produced, and when the light hits it, you just don't get quite the sparkle that you would from a high-end type of crystal. Now, what is bling? Now, bling is, you might think bling is just stuff. Well, bling is actually an imaginary sound that light puts off. when it hits something expensive and shiny and sparkly. And I love that because it's all in your mind. What is bling? And as a designer, I have to think, oh my gosh, where can I go with this house? How blinged up can I take this house? You know, because I have to think of the clients, and I have to think of the client's home. Will these walls be able to handle crystals, you know, on the wall, or what kind of chandelier would they have? And then I also have to think of where I would take it as a designer. And there's so many different forms of crystals and different things you can do with crystal. It's just, the sky is the limit. I love it. So what I wanted to do is show you a few examples of fun ways to use crystals. Now, crystals come in all shapes and sizes, and here's one that we actually sell in our store. I have a store in the Dallas area called That's Hot, and we filmed a lot there for Donna Decorates Dallas, my TV show on HGTV. But these are the kind of things that you would find in our show, in our store. Now, let me show you what you can do with a magnet crystal. It only works on metal, so some things that look like metal, it doesn't, you know, is not what it seems. So you can't put this crystal on something that's not metal, but you could on something like this. So if you wanted to give this little vase an added punch of glitter, you just take the crystals and apply it, because it's got a rim of metal, as you can see on the top here. So what you just do is you take these fabulous crystals and add it to it, and you get this beautiful sparkly crystal. Now, of course, there's flat crystals too, and I'm going to relinquish my crown today to show you how you can also add sparkle to things you wouldn't normally do. And I add tiaras to all kind of things, plants and flowers, just anywhere it needs that little extra razzle dazzle. Now, another thing that we sell in our store is these beautiful candles. Now, this is something you can buy, or it is a nice DIY project. And as you can see, there's beautiful crystals all over this mesh candle. What this is, it's actually a sheet of stamped metal that you can buy at any home improvement store. And you just cut it. Now you have to be really, really, really careful because it's very sharp. But you can cut it into whatever size you need, wrap it around the candle, and then you glue and nail the back of it. And I always add extra things to the back of it to give it that wow factor. And then when you're done, you have this beautiful dramatic candle, which is wonderful, especially right now during the holiday season. You will be able to add all kind of sparkle to your something simple like a candle. Now here's another thing that's a wonderful item that we sell at our store. It's called candle art, and it's actually art for the candles. As you can see, there's a nail on the back of it, and these come in all shapes and sizes, but you heat this nail up so it gets nice and hot, and then it slides right into the candle. And you can do it on something that's already blinged up, or you can add it to a simple candle to give it that dramatic flair that you need. Okay, so this is kind of your Crystal 101 class. As I was saying, that you've got the flat crystals that you can apply yourself, or that come in beautiful shapes and sizes. So not only are there pendants that are crystals, but there's also beautiful flat back square crystals that work wonderful on pillows. And as a designer, I love to add sparkle in the form of pillows. I mean, pillows and draperies are wonderful. You could have something simple and then just put one pillow, and it gives you that dazzle that we all want in our homes, because you want to feel like a king or a queen in your own home. And what better way to do it than with a little bit of crystal here and there. Now, of course, we've got to have our crystal in our shoes too, ladies, right? You know, so you can see crystals are easily glued onto shoes. Now, I didn't do this myself. You could do this yourself. It's best if you buy them, but you know, got to have the glitter. I've got to have it in the shoes. And the last thing I want to talk about is crystals are wonderful, but so are natural stone crystals, as in this beautiful clear quartz. Now you can see we have examples of natural stones. Well, you can take, this is one of my favorite artists, and it's LaToya Jones, and she has a way of making not only glitter in this art, but using these all natural crystal quartz stones, as well as other stones, to really give you that wonderful, beautiful, contemporary look that we're all wanting in our homes right now. So I hope you have enjoyed this little talk, and now you all are crystal connoisseurs.